First up, we're going to do our great game debate where we take an oldie but a goodie and we take a look at it and see if it still holds up to the standards of board game awesomeness as we know it here in 2025. And I have the great fortune of hosting this segment because I picked a game that I love. It's near and dear to me, and that would be Rajas of the Ganges, which I just now pronounced right, maybe for the first time ever. But we're gonna talk about this game. Let's get a quick little teach though first.
Rajas of the Ganges is essentially a worker placement game where you are balancing your workers and the dice that you receive throughout the game. These dice are actually going to be your most important resource in this entire game. Now, the worker placement and the dice usage is going to be leading to two things, and that is gathering fame on the fame track and gathering money on the money track. This game will end when your money track and your fame track actually cross. To start the game off, you will have a handful of dice that you put on the Kali. Whatever you roll, those dice are going to stay at that number. If you do need to change the die, you need to spend karma, and the karma is going to let you actually flip the die to the opposite side. So a 5 will become a 2, a 6 will become a 1, and a 3 will become a 4. Pretty much everything you're going to do is going to require you to spend one of these dice, unless you're just, going here to get a die. Otherwise, you're likely going to have to use a die with every movement, so always make sure you are not running out of dice. Now, the number on the die is important for a couple of reasons. One, there are certain locations that actually say what the number of the die needs to be for you to actually take the action. Like this guy down here says you have to put a 6 here. If you use a die that has a 6 value, then you can move this boat up 6 spaces. That's what that spot means. Once you've used a die, it will be removed from your die pool and you would have to get it back later. The other reason you need the die is when you go to the build a tile location. When you take this spot here, this is going to let you build one of these tiles and put it into your tableau. There's a couple of things you're trying to accomplish with this. If I put a tile here, I can follow the roads because it leads back to my palace, and if it hits the edges, I'm going to get immediate bonuses for accomplishing those. The other way I'm getting benefits from these buildings is there are different markets. There could be the red market, the windmill market, the white one, and the yellow market. And when I place those on the board, I'm actually going to look over here at my market track, and I'm going to get victory points, or fame, specifically fame, for whatever I have. So in this tile here, I'm actually going to get 4 points for my white and 3 points for my yellow because that is where they're at on the track, scoring me 7 points. So that is a really good tile for me. Now, in order to get that tile, I had to have spent enough dice, purple die, that were valued at a 9 or higher. The other thing that these tiles will have are different markets. There are 3 markets in this game. There's silk, tea, and spices. And going here on this part of the board is the market selection. You can go here and you can activate the different markets, which are going to give you money, which allows you to go up on the money track. So building these buildings can be super effective, but the dice are where this game is at. You are going to be rolling these dice and you never want to run dry. If you ever do run out of dice, then your game is going to be in a lot of trouble. But you keep doing this until, again, someone crosses the paths and then the game is over and they are the winners of Rajas of the Ganges.
All right. So what I love about this game, and then you guys can rip it apart all you want. But what I love about it is that every time I played it, I felt like there's different ways to win. And that's, there's a lot of games like that where there's different paths. This one, literally, there's different paths. You can go the path up the river and try and grab resources that way. You can go the path of building buildings and try to get buildings that are worth a certain amount and then really boost those buildings up. And that's kind of interesting, too, because you kind of look out at the map of tiles that are out there and you see which one you can select and see what there's the most of and try and snipe them before somebody else gets them. And then there's also the way to go to the market. And you can sell your goods at the market and you can make a ton of money points that way. And like we said in the intro, what's cool about this is it's a race game. You wouldn't think it's a race game. It seems like a worker placement game with an engine building, and it is that, but it's a race game. And you're trying to get your money marker to catch up with your fame marker. And as soon as they cross, game's over. And whoever has got the most crossage, yeah, we'll call it crossage,
That sounds
is the winner. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I love this game. I love it because it implements a bunch of different stuff. There's multiple ways to win. You can play it on the go, and you can vary your strategy based on what other people are doing. What I meant is you can change your strategy on the fly somewhat in this game, and I like that. And it's got dice. It's got beautiful colored dice that really are not that much about randomness. I mean, it is random, but there's some more control over it than that. And I like the fact that you can use things like karma to switch the dice to another side and mitigate some of those chancy things. So Raja of the Ganges, it is a top 5 game for me. I think it holds up quite well. John, what do you think?
Wow, we're going to me
I
already?
had no idea
skipping
that it
Daniel.
was top
We're skipping
5.
Daniel because
Because I rolled my eyes like 5 times during
up.
that discussion. Is that why?
shut up. All right, fine. Daniel, you get to go first. Go.
Okay, no, I will. So let me say a couple of good things about Rajas, because I don't think it's a bad game by any means. It actually kind of did the crossing tracks like Andy mentioned first, even before Ark Nova. So when we were trying to do our play shelf trade, I was trying to find other games that do this crossing track, and I couldn't find any. Not that there isn't any out there, but there's none that does it this well other than Ark Nova. So hey, props for that it was the first game and it even inspired Ark Nova in that ability. So love it because of that. But now, I do have to say some negative about it. And the biggest negative I've had about this game is that I have played it several times through the years, and every time I walk away from it, I'm like, I don't remember playing that game. It is so unmemorable. It is so vanilla that I do not understand why people like Andy think this is a top 5 game, because trust me, this is a beloved game. That's why it's on the Great Game Debate. And I just don't see what makes it unique, what makes it exciting, other than the racing thing, right? And it's like, that's the only cool thing about this game. Everything else is all driven by those dice. Well, while you said we're not random, they kind of are. And yeah, you have a little bit dice mitigation, but in the end, I hate Euro games where I literally cannot get the thing that I need to do what I want to do. Not that I got beat to it, not that I don't know how to get it, or that I just didn't prepare well enough. It's that I literally can't get it, and that bothers me, especially in this game. And then, on the theme of it, wait, one more thing. The theme of it, I am shocked that no one finds the theme offensive. Like, it's like a Hindu god that is carrying the dice. I've always said this. Can you imagine if this was like called like the Hill of Calvary, and it had like the cross, and you had dice on the cross, and like that's what you did? Like, I'm just like, how is no one offended by this? I'm literally blown away that no one finds anything problematic with it. But hey, I'm glad no one does.
This reminds me of my favorite line from the now canceled Apu from Simpsons. You know what my favorite line he ever said was?
What is that?
Homer was in the convenience store and he said, "Please do not feed peanuts to my God."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, please don't put dice on the hands of my God. Like, I don't. Okay, hey, no one's yelling about it, so I'm assuming it's okay. So I won't cancel your game, Andy.
Well, so I gotta interject here, Daniel, because you said
Please.
that you compared it to other dice games in Euros where you're like, I can't get what I want. What I love about this game is that you can, like I said, you can change your strategy on the fly. So you get the dice that are lower. Okay, well there's things you can do. You can go up on the river when you got the low dice. Get the high dice. Well, then you can buy the buildings. You really can change your strategy as it goes. So I'm gonna argue with you on that one, that it's not a game where you're just like stuck.
Yeah,
there's
sure.
many paths to victory.
You have other options, but those aren't the options I wanted to do. Like a game like this is like, hey, I want to focus on the river this time, and then you can't. And then I do want to mention there's an unbalanced, at least when you play with 2 players. When there's 2 players, there's like one of the actions where you get to like you draw from a tile, like there's like 5 different tiles. And one of them is like 2 extra dice, and you're like, yes. And one of them is like 3 points. And I'm like, I'd much rather take 2 dice. Like, so I hate that too. I hate a random place that gives you a wild swing and things. So in the end, this game is okay. It's fine. I'm glad you like it, Andy. But
It's a 4x4 grid. It's 16 tiles. It's not 5 tiles. It's 16
no, I'm talking about
tiles, I
the
think
one
is usually.
location where there's
He
like
means the little bonus things that you'd get.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I could go on more, but I'm going to let somebody else actually talk about the game. So, John,
Imagine that.
can you pile on Andy and tell him why I'm correct?
Well-
Whoa. We do know we're not at Andy is wrong section yet, right?
That's true.
Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a reason we have Andy's wrong. It's because of this game. Sorry.
Well, actually, it's if you've heard of the Summer of George, this is like the Autumn of Andy. This show is about Andy. It's Andy's games. It's about Andy. We're talking about Andy. Kind of like how it said in Seinfeld. You need a group of people working on you, thinking about you. It's the Autumn of Andy, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're doing today. Real quick, I did think it was funny that Daniel says this came out with the track thing even before Ark Nova, because Ark Nova's been so long.
Ark Nova's not that old.
I just thought that was funny.
Dude, that's an ancient game. It's like
And
like 4 years old. Come on.
In board game years, it's
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
it's still on the game shelf.
Yes. I hadn't thought about that until Daniel mentioned it, about not remembering your actual plays of this game, because yes, I played it several times as well, and I remember how the game works as I'm playing it, but yeah, I don't really remember even what choices I made the last time I played it. I think you're right. I don't really remember that. Maybe there's like some kind of a mind fog, and with the hypnotic art on the board. I don't know.
We're old age.
But I think the game, it's a fine game. Okay. Is it a great game? No, it's not a great game. I would play it. It for one thing, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a race game. Somebody's going to win it and it's going to be over. But that's actually one of the things I don't like about it. But and I usually like games a lot that use dice in different ways, that, you're not just rolling move, or you're not just roll, for battle or whatever, using dice for different things. I usually like that. And I do like that in this game somewhat, but I think it shows its age in kind of what Daniel was talking about. I didn't think of it the same way he did, but how when it does get to my turn, it's like, well, I really need another purple die. And all I can do is the one thing there that gets me one die. And it's like, well, I still need another one. And so it's okay. It's kind of like the bird feeder in Wingspan. You end up with those kind of turns way too often in this game. And yeah, you can have other choices. Oh, I can go up on the river. Oh, except for the dice that I have, people have already used those. And so I don't want to go up 6 on the river, or I don't want to do whatever on that one. So it just seems like there are lesser choices that you can make, but you're like playing and I really want that build. That's going to be awesome if I can get that tile on my board. But it's going to take me 3 turns to do it, and then I don't know. It just seems like sometimes it's a slog. But
so the problem is, John.
Yes.
The problem is it's a slog because you're doing poor planning.
That could
If
be.
you actually, and I tell
need
people
more
this when
spaces on the board
when
that
I
do
teach
cool
this
things.
game, I say, do not run out of dice. It sucks. Do not run out of dice, and you can mitigate that by doing things to not run out of dice.
But then you eventually do have to spend your dice.
Sure.
And then then maybe you want other dice that are different colors, and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to do that on the next turn and get those. Oh, but now he took it. Now what am I going to do? So then
I think you dislike it because you've gotten stuck on that spot where you just have to pick up a random die.
that happens
Yeah.
way too often. And that's
And it's
terrible
not
spot.
a great feeling.
It's not a good feeling. It
I
happens
play
to
this
everybody.
game so many times. I never get stuck on that spot because I know how to plan.
Okay, maybe
Yes,
that's it.
you do.
Oh.
All right, John. Kelly, what do you got? Back me up here. Come on.
Well, first of all, this little crossover thing you did was pretty amusing. In other words, it's called a dual track tension for all of you nerds out there.
Ooh.
There you
Um,
go. Ooh.
So the Fame and Money track race thing, I think, is brilliant. I agree. I can't think of another darn game that does it but Ark Nova. I always think it's cool. It's like, every turn, you're watching your neighbors. Are they going for the quick actions to chase wealth, or go for the prestige long game? And it's actually kind of frustrating because, trying to make it all meet first. But I still like it. And I also, it was already mentioned a lot of what I was going to already say, but I really like that, a lot of people would say, oh, it's a luck-based game, you're rolling dice. But yes, there is mitigation with karma, and I use it a lot. So I don't ever find that I'm getting too stuck as long as I'm planning and looking what other people are doing and not trying to go for the same stuff if at all possible. And I usually find I get to do pretty much what I want. Now, I tend to disagree with Daniel a little bit. I think it's great at many different player counts, and 2-player is my sweet spot because I play a lot with my husband. So I can't recall if we played this one 2-player, but I imagine it's just fine. And that's one of the things I like about the game, because whether I played it full count or less, I've enjoyed it. I haven't felt it's lacked by any means. I think a huge con that nobody addressed, and I'm shocked, is that board is chaotic. Oh my gosh. For ADHD, I'm bouncing around that thing going, I don't know what to look at. It's a lot of symbology. So if you're not playing it a lot, I think player aids are important to understand the iconography. So that was really the only con I have for it. Sure, is it my top 10 game? No, but I enjoy it. It's still in my collection. I've still even played it in the last, 3 months. And I also have to say, I found a copy for like $10 for a friend. I was pretty stoked.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to push back on you that it's the symbology is a problem. There's not that much symbology in this game. This is no Race for the Galaxy or anything like that.
No, I would just say, medium, but mainly the board's just so busy. Busy.
It's not that
It is busy.
it's not that the iconography is tough. It's that there's so much on the board, and you have to take it all in. And you're like, wait, what is this little thing here? What's that little thing there? Oh, I overlooked that thing there. Like that's what it's more.
Yeah,
than that it's difficult. Yeah.
That's a fair point. Fair point. Well, what do you guys think? What do you think about Rajas of the Ganges? Let us know in the comments below. Is it worthy of the great game debate?